Yeah, yeah. Making her way to the mic. They start dimming the lights. You start feeling alright. From Birmingham, home of the Teddy Longs and the Ruben Studders. More once you discover. For all of the lovers, Whitney Houston and Roman Reigns. For all of the lovers, and Mickey James and Marvin Gaye. For all of the lovers, and Sasha Banks, Janelle Monáe, Silk, Sonic, and Paige. Allow me to say, look, I just found a place, sweet escape for every one of us. I was kinda late, cause I just made it off the struggle bus. Walking by the fate, cause I know it's right in front of us. Yo, I ain't with the hate, gotta focus on what's great. Ladies and gentlemen, Steph Hardy is on the air. Had to drop a couple bars just to make you all aware. So, sit back, relax, enjoy the show. You know I go by Joe or the rest of the flow, yeah.
Hey y'all! Welcome to a brand spanking new episode of the Hardy Wrestling Podcast with your girl Stephanie Hardy. But this time and forever and always at this point, I am not alone. I am with the brand new co-host for HWP for the first time in its 5-year history. The first time we are having a co-host. She has been on this show before, on the Evolution 2025 predictions episode, and she has been a fan of the show. And I am just so happy and so lucky to have her at this point. She is Bianca Addison, and I am just so pumped that she is here to be a part of the things. So, welcome, Bianca, and welcome everyone who's watching this live on all of our platforms.
So excited and so blessed and honored and grateful to be a part of this. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for having me on board, for allowing me to co-host, and I'm very excited to talk to everyone about the world of wrestling. I'm excited. Let's do this. I've been a fan for wrestling for a long time, so this is exciting.
Yes, this is exciting, and I'm so happy to have someone, be a part of HWP in this way because for a long time it was just me, Oos. But now, outside of Wow with Katrina, it was just me. So now, for ever and always until, of course, the wheels fall off, and then we'll have to put the wheels back on. It's gonna be me and you, and I'm just so happy about that, and I'm so excited that you're excited. And I'm even more excited at the idea that you wanted to be a part of the thing because,
It is.
I
Yeah.
just never imagined, this being like a hosting thing or having a space for another person to come on. But I'm just really happy about that. And of course, for everyone who's watching on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, thank you guys for watching live. And of course, if you want to watch this later, you definitely can on the YouTube channel, which is the Hardy Wrestling Podcast. And of course, if you look at our background, you can see it's surrounded by goodies and skeletons and cauldrons and everything because it's the day before Halloween and it's really exciting. So, of course, happy Halloween Eve and happy Halloween to those who celebrate. And also happy Day of the Dead to those who celebrate that as well because that's very important and that's a part of the season too. And that's just really cool. So, Bianca, do you have any plans for Halloween before we get started with the show properly?
You know what? I actually have a movie list that I have here prepared for tomorrow, and
Mm-hmm.
it's my bandwagon season when the Dodgers are in the World Series. Like I just watch that.
Oh, that's so interesting.
I don't watch the whole. I don't watch. I'm not into baseball like that. Only like when it's like important. But
Mm-hmm.
keep up. But but so there's that, and I have a costume in mind. I'm getting that prepared. This was last minute.
Yes. Sometimes some of the best costumes are the ones you make at last minute. Because I think 2 years ago I dressed up as Seth Rollins and threw some clothes together at the very last minute, and it was fun, and people actually liked it. because I was actually able to carry one of my championship titles to just set it off, and I had like this wild jacket and everything to kind of just, and these boots and everything that could just kind of make it, pop off. And sometimes you have to do that at the last minute because I feel like as long as you're participating, that's all that matters.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that's just how I feel. Whether you plan it out, or whether you turn it into like an interactive video thing, or even if it's the last minute, as long as you're having fun, that's all that matters. I have a costume too, and hopefully I'll be able to like go out to a party or something tomorrow because Birmingham actually has a lot going on for
Oh,
Halloween. So I actually am very excited about that because I usually don't go out for Halloween like that, but I am happy to do it this time with my costume. And I can't wait. So it's going to be cool. So happy Halloween to everyone. But of course, now that we have gotten everything else out of the way, we can get started with the show. And
woo!
we're going into news and gossipish. And of course, this is very exciting because Bianca gets to be here for this, and it's just really cool. So, first off, in news and gossipish, we have Chelsea Green, our first ever women's United States champion, and of course, our president that we are actively acknowledging,
She
who's
made
from Canada.
so much.
She it's basically been reported by Fightful Select and Sean Ross Sapp that she has signed a new multi-year deal with WWE. Um, and he confirmed that she signed earlier this year, and that will keep her in the company until 2030. And she also admitted that she has been getting some acting advice from John Cena.
Woo!
Um, and she actually, has double dates with John Cena and his wife, along with her husband, Matt Cardona, fellow wrestler as well. And
Woo!
he's been giving her some pointers for Hollywood. So this was really cool for me to see because I love, love, love Chelsea Green. I've been happy to have interviewed her and asked her questions at media junkets twice now.
Love that.
When she wasn't champion and also when she was champion, and she's just one of my favorite people to watch because she's just so hilarious.
Yeah.
And she's an amazing wrestler as well. Her story is just really inspirational, so I'm glad to see that she's found a home with WWE after all this time and that she's trying to cross over into Hollywood. So Bianca, how do you feel about her new deal and her Hollywood aspirations?
I think it's great. She deserves it. She makes me laugh. She's a character. She sells it so well. That trash bit she did. Oh my god. I don't know how like if she smelled or not, but like oh my god, she sold that. She and she she brings it to she brings it every week. I love her tutu. I love her whole bit. It's just amazing, and I love that for her. Uh, she's she has really that she's that close to John Cena. So and wow, so I'm excited. I think it's great.
Yeah,
It's
I do. Yeah, I agree. I think it's great too. Like, I feel like she would be awesome for Hollywood because she just throws herself into everything. And that's just the type of performer that I love and appreciate. It's just the ones who toss themselves into everything 110%. And I just love that she's just one of those performers that does that. I do want to see her possibly challenge for the United States title again at some point and win it back because she just seems to be so gung ho about the character that she has where people are pledging allegiance to her. So, if she wants to be a two-time US champion, that would be great too. And I know she's also going after the mixed tag team titles of AAA with Ethan Page. So she is a busy, busy girl. But, either way, we'll always be watching her.
we love you, Chelsea.
Oh God, I miss that. Oh, I miss that announcement so much.
We
Oh,
love you,
Samantha just didn't know what she did when she did it. Oh God. Oh God.
Samantha the bomb.
Yeah, Samantha is the bomb, and she is definitely the bomb in her music career. But we do miss you over here on the wrestling side of things,
Yeah,
girl.
yeah.
Oh yes.
So think
But
about
moving,
that from WrestleMania 40 when she cried. I cried with her.
me
Wow.
too.
Oh, I mean,
Absolutely. Now, moving forward with news and gossipish, we have Drew McIntyre, who's been in the news lately simply because he has been challenging for the undisputed WWE Championship, which we will get into a little bit later in our predictions. He made the news because he actually admitted on the No Contest Wrestling podcast with TJ Jefferson and O'Shea Jackson Jr.,
Oh,
son of
wow.
Ice Cube, that he was ready to go on a Japan run before his 2017 WWE return. So he said, and as we quote, in 2017, when I returned to WWE, I was ready to go to New Japan at that point. That's where my head was at. I spoke to the right people to start having the serious conversations, and William Regal told me, "You've got to talk to him, talk to Hunter, go talk to Paul first." And it was 1 minute into the conversation, I knew it was time to come back to WWE. Now, of course, since then, he hasn't made an appearance for New Japan, but he has wrestled for ICW, PWG. I believe he had one in TNA as well. But he basically just went all around the indies to prove himself and get bigger and all the above before he made his return to WWE via NXT. And he didn't even stay in NXT that long. He stayed there for a little bit, won the NXT championship, and then lost it to Andrade. I remember this. And then just shot straight up to the main roster. It was crazy. And he's been, running crazy ever since on the main roster as a baby face, as a heel, and as a heel and a baby face all over again. So it's interesting. Could you have imagined him in New Japan, Bianca?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. Although I'm not too familiar with it. Oh, I mean, I hear great things about it, but
Yeah.
yeah, then and now. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
then, Broken Dreams, Drew McIntyre. Maybe before
Mm-hmm.
he retired, when he like grew, maybe when he wasn't blonde. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe, but yeah. Then now I see him in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
It's so funny, you brought up him with the blonde hair and when he was smaller. Like, it's so crazy. It's almost like those are two different men when you really just sit there and think about it. Like, oh my God. Like,
That's
we really watched him go from 3MB, well, from being
yes,
the Broken Dreams guy to 3MB to being like this big beefcake of a man,
yeah,
just winning titles and destroying everything and all of the
yeah,
above. Like, it's nuts when you sit and realize how you've watched somebody evolve.
right. And we grew up with him. Crazy.
Yes.
Broken
Oh
Dreams,
my gosh.
the only entrance song that matters. I don't. Oof. This song is great, but nothing can ever beat. What's that messing on my ear? Oh my god.
Yes. Yes, Broken Dreams is a solid theme, and I was super excited when they played it at Clash at the Castle, the first one, when they were in Wales, and I was like, "Oh my God, they're playing it!" And then they went into his new theme, and I was like, "Oh man!" But the little bit that they did play, it was really awesome. I was like, That's fire," and I wanted him to win that match so bad, but then Solo Sokoa came and just messed up the thing.
Out of
Oh, that pesky bloodline.
what is yours? Not mine. Ah, something. Oh, stop. I love that song.
Sing Bianca. All right. But we'll talk more about Drew McIntyre a little bit later. But let's move into the next story where we have to talk about this graphic and these teasers that took place over the past couple of days. Over the weekend, we started to see, like, on social media. I don't have the video because, of course, that's property of WWE. Um, we started to see on Twitter and on everywhere else with these men walking in with different shoes on. And a lot of people were speculating that it was a large, like, big return of someone. Like, it could have been Santos Escobar, or it could have been like the start of another faction, or that maybe it was a new vision, a new version of the vision with Paul Heyman and everything else. And then there was another teaser that had like a poker chip that said 2026. And in my head, I'm just like, bro, what the heck is going on? Because I was just like, okay, so what else is happening in 2026 that involves a poker chip and all of these things? But then, as it was revealed, WWE showed us that it was a promo for the 2-day combo tickets for WrestleMania Vegas on April the 18th and April the 19th. And in the promo, it was revealed that these figures that were walking in with these shoes were Cody Rhodes, the undisputed WWE champion, Roman Reigns, Triple H, Paul Heyman, the Pumpkinhead, and and CM Punk. I'm pretty sure you all have seen the picture, so I don't have to explain to you who Pumpkinhead is. But on this show, we don't talk about Bruno. But Bianca, you look pretty shook at what has coalesced here.
I did not know that this was this. I thought it was a huge return. I thought it was Gunther returning. I thought it was, I don't know, some other guy that has
Yes.
a case against him. Oh my God. That was this whole time?
Yeah, it was a promo for WrestleMania this entire time. Like, but your guesses were basically spot on with everybody else's guesses. A lot of people thought it was Gunter. A lot of people even thought it was like just other wrestlers who have claimed that they may or may not want to return. Like, so you are pretty spot on with your guesses with everyone else. But
This
that's
whole
all. It was just a promo.
really? And now first New Orleans lost WrestleMania again. And now, wow. It's October. Why are they doing this now? What? We just had WrestleMania. Slow down.
WrestleMania was in April though. Granted it was this year, but WrestleMania was this past April. And they are just trying to get started with the ticket sales and everything. Cause sometimes it does do you better to get your tickets in advance. I will say that because I will say that me buying my tickets for WrestleMania 39 fairly early was one of the best decisions that I ever made. But then that's a whole actually, Bianca, since you're new to the show, I can tell you this story. Since we're talking about WrestleMania. So WrestleMania 39 was in LA and I and this was of course main evented by the first time that Cody and Roman fought for the title. And let me tell you something. I thought for sure because The Rock was attached to some of the advertisements for it because it was in Hollywood and all of the things. I thought for sure that Roman and The Rock was going to happen at that pay-per-view. And because they had teased it, they even went as far as to teasing it on The Rock's show on NBC called Young Rock. I was like, oh my God, this is going to happen. And I bought my tickets well in advance for it. And as the road to WrestleMania kept coalescing, it started to become more and more obvious that Roman and The Rock wasn't going to happen.
Wow.
But I still went
Yeah.
because it's WrestleMania and it's my favorite pay-per-view slash PLE. Like it really is my favorite. Like I love it so much. So getting to go to that one at SoFi Stadium was a great experience. It was huge. It was like just full of grandeur and spectacle. The staging is one of my favorite stages because you felt like you were at the Oscars with their, video and their movie posters moving about and everything else like that. It was gorgeous. I just loved everything about it and getting to witness Rhea versus Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's title was great. Like all of it was really cool. So even though I did storm out of Roman versus Cody because I wanted Cody to win it, like that bad at that point, it was still an amazing experience.
Yeah.
And it was also like a moment where I was able to I was able to learn about some things, and learn about opportunities as well. So it was just an amazing experience to have. And I will
Yeah.
never forget it. So it
I-
was just really cool. I loved it. But I went to LA thinking that Roman versus The Rock was going to happen.
But you were in LA.
You said I wasn't alone?
But no, I said, but you were in LA.
Exactly.
My
And it was
home.
fun.
How was the traffic for you?
Oh, the traffic was rough, but it was okay.
Yeah.
But, finding out that this was the promo, it actually made me laugh more than anything because I was like, "Oh, wow." Like we were all like just thinking it was all this grandiose thing, but in actuality it was just like an ad or a commercial. But I appreciate the fact that they actually did this much for a commercial because sometimes, you know, people don't necessarily do a whole lot for their commercials, but I appreciate that they actually took some creative purposes in making it interesting for us to, talk about. So I thought it was cool. And we also had a lot of fans wondering if they would make a female version, even me, because I'm just like, I'm pretty sure women like to play poker too. So, hey, bring the women to the table. Let's see Rhea Ripley roll some dice. Like, that would be cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Hmm.
Right. My thing
Yeah.
is this photoshopped or are they all together? It's photoshopped, right? Because
I can't tell. I'm not equipped to tell that.
because
It
like
looks like they're all at the table.
I can't imagine CM Punk there,
Oh,
Bruno, and
yeah.
oh my god, wow, oh my god, this is just wow.
Yeah, it's a lot to think about when you really sit there and think about it. But like I said, I don't know if it's Photoshop because I can't look at a picture and tell. I'm
Yeah.
not that gifted. I am not that gifted. But yeah, it was just really funny how people were kind of just going really far about it. Like, what is this? And who is it? And all the things. But yep, WrestleMania is going to be in Vegas next year. Get your tickets. Get your tickets. Prepare your trips. Prepare your loins. It's happening.
Hmm. You
So,
who
huh?
is it? Was it Mickey?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Mickey
Yeah.
J
Yes,
girl.
friend of the podcast, Mickey
Oh,
James. Yeah, I got to tell you how she's a friend of the podcast after we talk about this story.
how
Mickey
exciting.
James, who is of course a recently inducted TNA Hall of Famer, spoke to Chris Van Vliet on Insight about, feeling validated in her career. And she talked about how in her last rodeo storyline with TNA from 2022 is what validated her career and also vindicated her.
Hmm.
She said, and I quote, I think what I was able to accomplish with the last rodeo solidified me. It validated me and vindicated. And I was able to have some amazing moments, but I think it was cut short. I think I had a lot more to do in WWE and the timing in my own life and professionally and personally. I needed to go away, I think. So
Hmm.
it was unfortunate, but I think my first tenure was cut really, really short. And especially when I look at opportunities, because we all make mistakes and we all live and learn. I think comparatively mistakes other people perhaps were making, and when you try to compare it, and that's where I had to take my own ego and stop comparing because you can't compare careers. You
Nope.
can't compare anything because
Hmm.
we're all individuals. So I was not satisfied. I would have been very unhappy. I think I would have been disgruntled and I would have hated the business if I would have ended my career after my first run. I
Hmm.
would have been all that work and all that dedication, everything would have been unfulfilled. And then I would have had a chip on my shoulder. Because when I left, I had a chip on my shoulder because I felt like they didn't have to fire me. But that's, you live and you learn. And I was also young and making mistakes, as we all do. And she further stated that she feels so fulfilled now. And if she's speaking to herself as 27 or 30-year-old Mickey James, um, if she hadn't even left she and hadn't gone on her healing journey, she wouldn't have never met her husband, Nick Aldis, the
Still can't
SmackDown
believe
GM,
I still can't.
and she never would have her beautiful son. So, yeah, I was happy that she spoke about this because this was special for me because this was during a time in which I was tuning into TNA really for the first time, mostly for the women and mostly for her. Um, and also for the other knockouts as well. And seeing her go on this last rodeo and try to see who was going to actually knock her off for the title if she was going to retire and all the things, was just very enthralling for me emotionally because I grew up watching her and just loving her so very much. And then, of course, around the time she was starting her last rodeo, it was a little bit after I had met her here in Alabama as well. And I've also interviewed her previously when I worked for a previous platform when she produced NWA's Empower, which was an all female pay per view.
Oh,
And yeah, so just getting to meet her and just getting her encouragement, as I was getting started with things, like literally in my first year of podcasting meant a whole lot. She's in the intro of the show. We have a picture together. We have two pictures together. So anytime I post anything about her or tag her in things, it's like she's very supportive about it and very loving about it. And hearing this from her, meant a lot because her last rodeo was something that I definitely enjoyed watching over on TNA. Um, and just seeing her fight the likes of Jordan Grace and Deonna Purrazzo and so many other women as well, like it was just fantastic. And also her fighting Trinity slash Naomi, in TNA too. Like a lot of people, don't really talk about it a whole lot, but they had a lot of great women's matches going on over there at that time. It was a special, special time for them. So yeah, I'm glad Mickey got to talk about that. So yeah, she's definitely a friend of the pod, Bianca.
I love that. Wow. I love that. That's that's so cool. I love that, and I love that she found herself and she left. I feel most a lot of wrestlers do that, and when
Mhm.
they come back improved and a new person, and they've grown and they've matured. So um, when not to talk about CM Punk, but when CM Punk left, he said that when he came back, he said that he needed to leave to like if when you leave something and it follows you, it's true love. So she found her true love, and I love that for her. And plus, she's married to Nick Aldis. I can't. When I found that out, was I can't. Why and how I didn't. I'm late. I'm like a few years late. But wow, that's I love that. And she has a child. Good for you, Mickey. Mickey. I almost said Mickey Aldis. Oh my god. James.
Yes, Mickey James Aldis. Like, yeah, she's like her and Nick are an amazing couple. I love them. They're so cute. And he adores her. And it's just like hearing their love story was just like it's so amazing. And they've created a wonderful life together. And just to see her get her flowers this year as a TNA Hall of Famer was really great. But I would love it if she was a WWE Hall of Famer this year. I mean, hey, let's throw that out there.
She's not yet.
Um, no, she's not. Mickey James is not a WWE Hall of Famer. She's
Really.
not. But she needs to be. Clearly, she needs to be because like that was where, a lot of people were for firsthand exposed to her on a mainstream level.
Hmm.
And her rivalries with Trish Stratus and so many others, just really opened a lot of doors. So I feel like she deserves that. Plus, she's the first knockout champion to ever be in the Royal Rumble.
Wow.
Like that's history making in and of itself. So like give her what she's due, WWE. Put her in the Hall of Fame right next to Stephanie McMahon. Like please do it. Do it, do it, do it. Give her
I,
her things.
I know you guys hear everything. I know you guys see everything. You guys hear it. Book it, boss. Book it.
Please book it. Make me make me just tune in and just actually, I mean, because even TNA this year they had an all female Hall of Fame class. So I mean, hey, You know, if WWE wants to do something like that, have an all female class, that would be cool too. But hey, let's just yeah, let's throw these things out there.
Yeah. Not just a pay per view. We need a woman. Is there a women's Survivor Series? There should be.
Well, there is the War Games match. There's a women's War Games match and a men's War Games match.
Okay. Okay. Good.
So yes, yes. So we do have a Survivor Series match to look forward to in terms of war games. So that's going to be cool. But as we move forward with news and gossipish, we are getting to a personal part. Natalia is on her book tour for her new book called The Last Heart Beating, her autobiography, with the foreword by Dwayne The Rock Johnson and the preface by her uncle, Bret the Hitman Hart. This cover is pretty sick, but as you can see in this picture, we have our brand new co host, Bianca, taking a picture with Natty and the book. So tell us what your experience was like in terms of meeting her, and have you even read the book yet? Are you just, you haven't? Okay, well, just talk about your experience with meeting Natty.
Oh my God. This was 14, 15 years in the making. This was a 14, 15-year wait. When I started watching WWE 2010, 2011, she was like one of the first female wrestlers I saw on my TV, and seeing her with Beth Phoenix and how close they are and the Glamazons and just their friendships, like it was really really cool to see when I was in high school. And um, just so when I found out that she was going to be in town in Los Angeles for her book tour, I did not hesitate. I bought it right away because like I knew that like if I missed this, I would regret it for the rest of my life, and like I would have to wait. I don't know how long to see her, so I took that chance, and I met her, and she was, oh my gosh, she is so, she's so kind. She smells she smells so good. Not to sound like a creep, but she smells amazing. Let me put that out there. But yeah, I got to tell her that I actually got to show her a picture of a picture that I have with my mom and me, and you can see right here. You can see, where is it? Yeah, you can see it's Bret Hart and
Oh.
Hakushi.
Mhm.
Um, so this was my child photo, and I got to show her to this. And I got to show her this. She's like, "Oh, it's so cool!" And then every time I see this photo, I always say to myself, like, I'm supposed to be a WWE fan. I'm supposed to one day work in the WWE in at some capacity, and like it's like when I see this photo, it's fate. So I got to tell her, I got to show her that, I got to um tell her tell her that she's a legend, and how my condolences for her losing her father. So by the way, I told her that I was also a shot putter. I did shot put in high school, and learning about him, getting to know him on Total Divas is really cool. And yeah, it was very quick. It was very smooth. She's so kind. Oh, she she has a very kind heart, and who you see on TV and who she displays is who she is. I mean, I don't know her, obviously, but from what I've seen, she's genuine, she's real, and I I love her mom, Miss Ellie. We love her, Miss Ellie. She's great. She's so strong, and yeah, she deserves the world, and she's she's high key, low key, doesn't matter. She's a legend through and through. Future Hall of Famer, obviously. Um,
Mhm.
Seeing her evolve into someone who doesn't give whoa, who doesn't care. I mean, she cares, but like she's trying to evolve. You can see her evolution into someone who doesn't who's, who who knows that she can't be messed with.
Mhm.
That her blood sport
Mhm.
persona is very cool, and just seeing her different sides of Natty and getting to know her is just it's just very special and very cool. And we live in a time where we can meet. legends like that and tell them how much they mean to us. And oh, I grew up watching you. I grew up. It's been years. I've waited so long to meet you, and this is what I live for. So it was very exciting to meet her. It was a pleasure meeting Natty Nightheart.
I'm so happy you got that experience, and I'm happy you got to show her that picture with you and your mom with her uncle in the background. Like, that is really some magical stuff right there. And that's the stuff of what it's all about, you know? I'm so happy you got to share that with her. That, I feel like that's the kind of stuff that you really just can't, it's the type of passion that you can't make up. And honestly, you seeing that on TV and being in that picture and then fast forwarding and getting to meet her, it's all connected. Like, I really truly believe that moments like that happen and then they feed into who you will be in the future. So I'm so happy you got to have that moment with her. You got to meet her at Barnes and Noble. And of course, for those who are, looking to meet her and have their moment with her, you can look up her information and see on social media where she's headed to next for her book tour. And of course, you can purchase the book. And I'm more than sure that she's got some great stories as a woman who, as the only woman who came through the dungeon and, came out on the other side and became a star in all of the things. Like, Miss Ma'am has been through it all, seen it all, heard it all, and all the things. And she's also, an amazing teacher, training the future. Like, it's just really, she's just a really, she's just a jewel of women's wrestling and wrestling as a whole. And I'm just so happy that you got to have that experience with her. And I'm glad that that's something you can look back on for the rest of your life and say, yeah, that happened.
And say it was worth it because it really was. You see, you hear a lot of people say when they meet certain people, when they meet their heroes, and they have disappointments, and
Hmm.
and how disappointed they were because that's not who they know them to be. That's not Natty, and I'm very happy it was not her because I've been a fan of her since 2010, 2011 when I started watching wrestling. So
Hmm.
it was, yeah. It's my advice is to be fans of someone who you won't be disappointed of. Just get to know them, and if they're not good, just distance yourself so you don't be disappointed when you meet them. But I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm getting off the rail, but yeah,
No,
just
you're not. No, you're not. You're fine.
okay, good. But yeah, that was not Natty, and she's she has a kind heart. HART. Um,
Hey, I love a good pun. Let's go. I'm a silly Willy. I love good puns like that. So when I found out that that was the title of her book, I was like, I see what you did there. I like it. I like it a lot. I love it a lot. And of course, her family is the reason why Pink and Black has such a stranglehold on the wrestling community. But it's a beautiful combination of colors and we love it. We love it. We love Natty here at HWP and we'll continue to support her and I will definitely buy her book. Um
glad I got my
yeah.
chance.
Oh yes. Oh yes. We're gonna tap in and we're gonna read. Okay. We're gonna read.
Wait,
Now, moving.
Natty.
Oh, wait, no, I pressed the wrong button. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So, lastly, in news and gossipish, we do have to talk about Mike Rotunda, who was known back in the day in WWE as IRS, Erwin R. Shyster. He is the father of Bo Dallas and the late Bray Wyatt. There was an interview that came out with his brother, I believe, and Bill Apter, where he incorrectly stated that his brother, what Mike Rotunda, was in hospice, but the Rotunda family released a statement saying that that was incorrectly reported. They said that he suffered a heart attack on September the 20th, which led to a week-long coma and more than a month of hospitalization. But he's not in hospice. He's actually in a rehabilitation center. And by the grace of God, he has now moved into a rehab center where our family remains present, hopeful, and focused on his recovery. And they said that anyone who knows my dad knows that it is his strength, work ethic, and athleticism that have carried him through not just this, but every challenge life has thrown his way. If there's one person I have faith in, it's Captain Mike. Now, the family has requested privacy during this difficult time, but they express gratitude for the support received from the wrestling community and local supporters, that they welcome continued prayers, good energy, and healing thoughts for his recovery. So he has been moved to a rehab center, and that he is recovering. So he's not in hospice. So we are happy to hear that. And we're happy that he is moving in recovery, because heart attacks, like health stuff like that, is no joke. And I am just so happy that, they did clear things up and that he is doing okay, because that family has dealt with, major loss over the past few years. And any healing that can come their way, I am definitely sending it their way and sending them good energy and vibes. Bianca, do you have anything to add?
I feel for him. I don't want to. I don't want to say a father should not, a parent should not grieve a child. They should
Mm-hmm.
not grieve the death of a child. They should be the one to pass first. But life has weird ways of doing things sometimes, and I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to. It seems it feel I feel like this was a broken heart of grieving in the and I mean I've never been on that side, but I haven't experienced anything yet like that yet, but
Mm-hmm.
but I don't I, it seems like it was a mix of stress and having a broken heart, dealing with the loss, grief, all that combined, and
Yeah, it could be anything really. It could be anything. And honestly, I'm just glad that at the very least he is okay. So,
yeah, I
yeah.
remember him when I was watching WrestleMania. But I did like a whole 41-day WrestleMania binge, and I remember seeing him, and I think his brother too. So seeing that,
Mhm.
or a cousin, brother or cousin, it was Mike Barry Windham.
I think that's don't make me say the wrong thing. I
Okay,
don't want to say the wrong thing. I know that is a relative, but don't make me say the wrong relative, please.
okay,
Mm-mm.
relative. um, but yes, getting to know him through that was really cool, and I wish him a speedy recovery and great health, and to him and his entire family, including JoJo,
Mhm.
going through it right now.
Absolutely. Well, we have reached the end of news and gossipish. This is probably the longest news and gossipish we've ever had in the history of this show. No problem though, because of course, I run this and it's okay. So if
Hi.
you are sticking with us, that's thank you guys so much. But yeah, that's the end of news and gossipish. And now we're gonna move to a special segment where me and Bianca are going to give our Saturday night main event predictions. Now, of course, the card is subject to change. So we're going to talk about the matches that have been announced so far. But of course, now between now and tomorrow, anything could happen. So we're being open to that. But we're only going to talk about the matches that have been announced at present time. So the first match we have in terms of the women, actually the only women's match on this card for Saturday night's main event in Salt Lake City, Utah, is Tiffany Stratton going up against Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. Now, as of today, Tiffany Stratton has reached 300 days, I believe, In her championship reign, of course, she won her title by cashing in on Nia Jax with her Money in the Bank briefcase, and she has held on to the title ever since. And contrary to popular belief online, she has been a very substantial champion. This is her first main roster title reign. And though there have been people who have been sort of on the outs with her character work because it doesn't resonate the same way as it did in NXT, where she was basically the mean girl, and now everybody is cheering for her because they're a fan of her and all the above. Her athleticism is still solid. Like that's not something that you can question. There were some people on Twitter who were saying horrible things like her matches weren't that good and all the above, and I don't remember any great matches she had. That's not true, because the match she had against Trish Stratus at Evolution was freaking fire. Okay, and I will go down with anybody about that match because I was present for it and it was great.
Oh,
So it's just like I just feel, and then her match against Stephanie, even though that was for the Crown Jewel Championship, that match was very solid as well. Like, she's proving herself to be a star of the future. I'm
yeah.
not gonna lie. Like, so we don't need to discredit Tiffany, in that regard. But of course, things had a bit of a wrinkle this past Friday because Jade came back and fought on her behalf and beat off Kiana James and the women's US champion Julia from attacking her, only to attack her herself. And you know, she explained her rationale, saying that the world doesn't reward patience, it rewards power. And I'm
Huh.
taking everything, including the Women's World Championship. We've seen Jade fight for this title before and come up a little bit short, but it seems like now she has an aggressive attitude. She attacked Tiffany, her knee. She attacked her knee and all of the above. It was crazy. It was it was a little heinous, but I actually supported it. So Bianca, before I give my prediction, what is your prediction and how did you feel about everything that happened on last Friday on SmackDown?
I loved it, especially her being compared to Scar. Now,
Yes.
the Lion King is like my beloved. Anyone who knows me knows that that is my movie. So that being her Jade and being compared to Scar was amazing, and yeah, I loved it. I saw it coming. I like I when she when she walked away. I like looked at Tiffany, and she turned. It was amazing, but Tiffany is she's growing on me. She really
Mhm.
is. Has just like Maxine Dupree. There, she's growing on me. But Jade is winning, and but yeah, Jade. It's Jade. It's the storm's time. She's coming.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Category Jade is on the way. I definitely agree with you. I feel that this is Jade's time. I definitely feel like she's going to win this time because there's more aggression there. I feel that even though I love cheering for her as a baby face, and of course I loved cheering for her when it came to her feud with Naomi and all of the above, her with this aggressive streak is one of my favorite things. It was one of my favorite things in AEW, to be
Mm.
honest. I loved, of course, no disrespect to where she is now, of course, but just when she was in AEW and she was at the time the longest reigning TBS champion, like her aggression with her and her baddies and everything, just being the baddest girl there was just amazing, and it was enthralling and you just couldn't stop looking at her. And she just knew she was the ish. And she could tell, any weakling to just cut the ish. You know what I'm saying? So it was just fire and it just resonated a lot better. So I'm here for this. I want Jade to win the championship because she's just come up short so many times. And I want my good, beautiful Jamaican Black Queen sister to win. I want her to win the title really bad because she just deserves a singles crown. We've seen her get a tag team crown. We've even seen her be Queen of the Ring and have a real crown. But Miss Mamas deserves the championship. So I'm predicting that Jade will win. It's going to be amazing. And I will also venture to say that her winning is also going to is going to feed into the WrestleMania side of things, but it is about to be the end of October into November. But it might be a little bit too early to say that, but I feel like that could be where we're about to go. Maybe.
Yeah.
And a certain EST could possibly make her return, and they
Ooh.
could address some tension that's
Ooh.
been brewing since Evolution. So I mean, hey, everything comes back to Evolution for me. It was a lot. So
It was.
yeah, it was a lot. But we're both predicting that Jade is winning.
And
Yes.
will.
Yes. And is. We love you, girl. And we love Tiffany too. No shade. We love
Yeah.
Tiffany
Yeah.
down. And she's been a great champion, but it's Jade time.
Yeah.
It,
Tiffany's thriving, but it's Jade's
and
time.
she'll continue to thrive because she is still very young. She's still very young.
You'll be
So
all
she will be fine. She'll be great.
right.
Yeah, but like I said, that's the only women's match that's on the card so far, unless anything changes tomorrow. So we're going to move into the men. We do have a triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship that was made this past Monday by Adam Pearce. We have Dirty Dominic Mysterio going up against Penta and Rusev. Um, yeah, this happened due to a whole bunch of shenanigans taking place during the number one contender match that was happening Monday. So this one's kind of hard to predict for me because Dominic, even though the Judgment Day has been beefing a lot, and he doesn't necessarily need them to interfere. He's been finding all kinds of crafty ways to keep that title himself. So, as much as I would like for a new IC champion to be crowned, I just can't help but feel like Dominic is going to retain in some dastardly way. So, my prediction is that Dominic is going to retain the Intercontinental Championship. What do you think, Bianca?
Dominic is so stupid. He's so funny. The way he flexes is like the most ridiculous thing in the world.
Mhm.
You can't take him seriously, just like Xavier Woods and Kofi. Like you can't. Oh my god! And then I love the banter between Dominic and Penta. Like the way he's just fluent in Spanish, and
Mhm.
it's so it's ridiculous. And then then Rusev coming back. Like congratulations, welcome back. they're all they're all powerhouses. They that championship will look good on either one. I've never seen Penta with a championship though. So I think it's
Mhm.
since he debuted in January. Which by the way, that was amazing. Oh my gosh. I did not know what to expect when he debuted in on January. It was January, right? January, February, that time. I don't know.
Oh my
Whenever
gosh.
it was this year.
Yeah, it had to be at the beginning of this year, if not maybe the tail end of last year. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Wrestling Time is hilarious. I
It was
I have a funny theory about Wrestling Time in comparison to actual time, but we'll talk about that later.
but I think I hope Penta wins. That'll be great. That'll be monumental. But why do I feel like I don't know someone might interfere and then JD with his big head might interfere and then Dominic might
Or the Americanos might interfere too. You have to think about that as well because that has been happening when the Judgment Day hasn't really been on the same page with Dom as well. He'll call them for help.
they
So,
get on my nerves.
yeah.
Just stop. That stops when why you know what? Never. We were talking about this.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Penta.
So, okay. So your prediction is Penta and mine is Dom.
Yeah.
Okay. And I would love it if Penta won because he's talented. He's really great. He's been there a while. He's been he's really been beefing with Dom since before since a little bit before the Royal Rumble. Because just a little bit of tea, like there was a video that was released, during the media junket of them cursing each other out and getting in each other's face at the media junket. It was so intense. So they've really been beefing all year long, to be quite honest. So if Penta won, that would be the ultimate get back, but I just can't help but feel that Dominic just has more tricks up his sleeve. So
Yeah.
yeah, I guess we're both split down the middle when it comes to this prediction, but it's okay.
Sorry,
It's
Rusa.
okay.
You're cool.
It's okay.
Grass.
Yeah. Now moving
Oh!
into this match, this one also makes me kind of want to tear my hair out because I just oh my god. There could be so many things that could happen. But either way, this is, probably one of the main events, if not the main event, honestly. Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the undisputed WWE championship. They have fought multiple times at this point. Cody Rhodes even fought him in his $2,000 suit. I don't know his $2,000, but that's just me taking a wild guess. Um, Drew McIntyre is out here crashing out behind the title. He's the prime suspect in attacking Jacob Fatu. So I mean, there's just a lot of craziness going on surrounding their um anger at each other, and I can't. I can't help but feel that Cody is going to retain simply because it's just still been such a short time that we've seen him with the championship since he won it back at SummerSlam. Um, but it's also I can also agree with the notion that it is quite painful to watch Drew keep losing all the time.
CM Punk went through that. He can.
It's very painful. It's kind of painful at this point to keep
Yeah.
seeing Drew fight and lose to Cody in all these matches. It's kind of painful, but it's just the reality. Cody Rhodes is just that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm predicting that Cody Rhodes will retain. Bianca, what do you think?
I think so too. I
Hmm.
Drew is not. Oh, don't come for me. Don't come for me. It's not. You be alright. Yeah. Alright.
Yeah, but do you also think that there's a possibility that somebody could cost both of them the match and make it be a no contest?
We have that all. We have that a lot, and it's annoying. I hate that gimmick of no. But hey, it's a possibility. It's a huge
Hmm.
possibility. Anything can happen in the WWE.
I feel like if anything, it could be Randy.
That would suck so bad.
It would suck, but at the same time, it would still be very interesting. I feel like that would be an interesting wrinkle in things because we have yet to see Cody versus Randy
True.
for that championship. So I think that would be very interesting and very high profile for sure.
Imagine that turns into a triple threat. Oof.
Lord Jesus, a cook, like a time will be had.
Fuck your boss.
But I feel like Cody's retaining, and that's just kind of the end of things. Cody's QB1, and that's just where we're at. He's the Jalen Hurts of WWE at this point. So
Cody Rhodes,
yeah,
Bishop Rhodes.
I love you, Jalen Hurts. But yeah, Cody is retaining. I just had to have a moment. Just thinking about Jalen Hurts. It's just one of the most beautiful men alive. I'm
The
sorry.
fact that he's not in his 30s yet. That's weird. I can't believe he's not in his 30s.
Oh gosh.
So, did they have the Super Bowl when they found out, like, what?
Mrs. Hurts is a very, very blessed woman. Let's just say that. Let's keep it cute. Moving on. Okay. So now we get to another match that has the capability of main eventing this whole thing. We have CM Punk, the best in the world, fighting main event Jey Uso for the vacated World Heavyweight Championship. Bianca, I'm gonna let you go first because clearly you have some feelings to get off your chest about this match. So give me your thoughts and your predictions as to how this is gonna go.
I don't mean to say his government name, but if Philip Jack Brooks, born October 26, 1978, in Chicago, Illinois, does not win this championship on Saturday in St. Louis, Missouri, I will riot. Oh my God. If CM Punk does not win this title after main eventing and getting low blowed by Paul Heyman at WrestleMania 41, then we have problems. And I know that is fake. No, I'm just kidding. but, but, see, I gotta go with my hero. I gotta go with my voice. I gotta go with the best in the world. He's winning this. He's winning this title. And Seth Rollins better not interfere, talking about, oh, I broke my arm and take it off. No, I don't have time for that. I don't. No, I've been through a lot from SummerSlam. I can't. No, Becky Lynch, don't even. But AJ, come back, savior, save us.
Yeah, I don't think Becky's going to interfere at all because, of course, that iteration of the Vision is basically dead, you know? Because she doesn't want anything to do with Paul Heyman because, of course, she's on the side of her husband. The Vision cast Seth Rollins out. So I feel like that ship is basically sailed.
Yeah.
Um, so if anybody else is trying to cost him the title, it's going to be somebody completely different. But or it could just be the Vision themselves that just want to just cause chaos, or I actually see them costing Jay and not costing Punk, honestly. Um, but yeah, just to reiterate it to you, because while you were going on that rant, this Saturday night's main event is happening in Salt Lake City, Utah, not in St. Louis, Missouri. But yeah,
Did I
yeah,
say
you said you said St. Louis, Missouri. It's
oh
not happening in
my
St. Louis.
God, we are
It's
in.
happening in Utah, in Salt Lake City, Utah. Um, so it's out west near you. But yeah, I understand your feelings because when seeing CM Punk hold that title at SummerSlam
I almost
did
cried.
something for my soul. And he was crying. Like it did something to my soul. I feel like it did the same thing to my soul what watching him find out he was main eventing WrestleMania did to my
Oh,
soul. It was just one of those things where you know the story and you know how hard he worked to get to that point. And
yeah.
then just watching him, be emotional about it, you couldn't help but feel emotional about it too, because he made his dream come true after so much, after dealing with so much and, working so hard for it. It was just a beautiful moment. And getting to be there for it was beautiful too. And then it was just great. And then seeing him hold that title with his fantastic 4 gear on was just so fantastic. Not, I'm sorry, I'm using the word fantastic a lot, but it was really good. It was just one of those moments that just brought warmth to your heart. And
Yeah.
then you had Seth Rollins come in and just ruin it all by being a stunt queen, and it was just too much. But I feel like this very well could be CM Punk's time. Like, I want this to be his time so bad because there is no stunt queen Seth getting in his way. It's just there really isn't anybody who has like this big, big, big brewing feud against him that would stand in his way at this point. So I feel like, not to underestimate Jay, because of course Jay has been World Heavyweight Champion, this year. And he's proven that he can definitely fight when it counts. Because he defeated Gunther and stuff. That was great. He tapped him out. Um, that was great and all, but I feel like because he's crashing out over gold so much, I feel like that could very well cost him. But then you also have, you know, the LA Night of it all. You have the Vision of it all that could very well cost him. Like it's just a lot of factors that I see costing Jay more than costing Punk. So I'm predicting that Punk is going to win as well. This might be the first Saturday night's main event where we see two title changes between with Jade possibly winning and with Punk possibly winning. Um, yeah.
They're good. They're friends. That would be okay.
Oh.
Oh my god! When he returned, when they reunited at WrestleMania, that one video, when he
Hmm.
reunited her and ah ah.
It was so wonderful. It was just so wonderful. So, yeah, this is definitely set to be an amazing Saturday night's main event. I'm very excited about it. Of course, it's this Saturday, November 1st. Yes, by the time Saturday rolls around, we'll be in a brand new month, y'all. Oh my God.
It is.
And of course, it's going to be airing on NBC, on regular television, and on Peacock as well, if you want to do the streaming thing, and we're really pumped about it. I'm very excited about it. It's going to be cool. So yeah, those are all of our predictions for Saturday night's main event. And now we're going to go into what me and Bianca liked in wrestling this week. I'm going to have to change this graphic because it just has my name on it. We're going to have to change this graphic at some point because it's just my name and it's not just me anymore. But either way, we're going to move into what we liked in wrestling this week so far because, of course, it has not ended yet.
No.
But we're going to start with Monday Night Raw. And this past Monday, we saw Nikki Bella, the Hall of Famer, go up against Roxanne Perez, the prodigy and member of Judgment Day. This match was fantastic for what it was, and it was great to see Roxanne get to have a dream match of hers, actually saying that she was going to face her and manifesting that for herself and actually making that come true. This was a pretty stellar match. Nikki Bella definitely held her own, of course, notwithstanding any shenanigans. Withstanding shenanigans from Raquel, because that's gonna happen. But either way, this match was fantastic. Bianca, how did you feel about this match?
I love this for Roxanne. I do wish that when their first match was on a bigger stage.
Mm-hmm.
This because like this feels like a pay-per-view event. I'm old school. I pay-per-view PLE. Whatever. But I feel like I feel like that the first match should have been saved for a for that event. But they delivered. They really delivered. I love Roxanne got to live her dream, and seeing that like inspired me so much. It doesn't matter how old you are, just keep going, and the universe has amazing ways of doing things, and seeing that picture of Roxanne and AJ and Roxanne and all the diva and the female wrestlers of today, and it's just really cool. This is very exciting. We've been waiting for this, and it happened, and I love that. And AJ next.
Yeah, I prayed for this and it happened. That's basically what this is. Like, not, of course, not knowing if Roxanne is a woman of faith in that way, but yeah, I prayed for this and it's happened.
Yeah.
This is basically what's going on, and Roxanne is getting to do this multiple times. So big ups to Roxanne for working hard and knowing that this is what she wanted from Jump Street and getting to this point, being this young in her career. Like, I'm so happy. And to your point about this being a PLE match, when Nikki Bella first came back, she got in Liv Morgan's face, right? So before Morgan sustained her injury, it could be argued that this match could have been on Evolution, you know? If Nikki Bella wasn't just in the Battle Royal, it would have been amazing, to see a match like this to have Roxanne fight in Liv's place. At Evolution. That would have been an amazing, example of what Evolution is, right? So I am glad that you mentioned that. But of course, getting it on Raw was not the worst thing in the world
No.
either. Nikki Bella looked great. Her outfit was fantastic. And then, of course, once the attack started happening after Roxanne got the win, which is something which is a feather she can put in her cap.
Uh-oh.
The
Oh,
women's world champion, Stephanie HWP, came out to defend her. And then, of course, after that, they got on the microphone, cut a promo. Of course, it was on Netflix. Internationally, for those who got to see that, they cut a promo, and they're basically going to be in a tag team match, I believe, against Roxanne and Raquel next week. That's going to be really cool. But a lot of people online tend to think that Nikki really might have her wheels turning when it comes to that women's world championship. Like, she's aligned with Stephanie right now, but she's playing the long game until she can challenge for that title.
look at
What do you
that.
think, Bianca?
Look at those eyes. It's all. Look at those eyes. That's her
Hmm.
target. Oof. And next to her is her pile of flesh. Without sounding.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's definitely in her eyes, like the way that she's looking at her and everything else. But then again, she could also just be, just so happy that she's standing next to Stephanie because, I mean, because
Look at
Stephanie
that.
is a
Look,
star and she's beautiful. But then again, she could very well definitely be staring at that championship because it's been a while since we've seen Nikki hold singles gold in that way. So,
look in
that's
her.
another evolution match that could have happened.
Like, look in her eyes. What do you see?
Yeah,
I wish you.
yeah.
It felt flat. It felt flat.
No, I mean, are we staring into a cult of personality?
It wasn't
I
going.
mean, it's the total diva versus La Primera. Like that, I feel like that's a pretty high profile match too, if it ever happens that way, if it turns out that way. But we just gotta wait and see. But this is really the stuff of women's wrestling magic here. I'm very pumped to see where this goes, and I'm very pumped to, see the possible tag the not the I mean not just the tag team match, but the possible singles match we could get from these two. It's really interesting.
Yeah. Plus, I love Stephanie. Her performance.
Oh yeah. Now, something that I did notice that you did bring up Asuka and and how her and Kyrie make you laugh a lot when it comes to them being on screen and backstage talking trash to everyone, and how Asuka, has a stranglehold over Kyrie and all of the above. But there is something else that we do have to mention that happened on this show. On Monday Night Raw, there was a tribute, or basically like a vignette that basically gave and celebrated Asuka for being in WWE for 10 years, which blew my mind because I'm just like, it's been 10 years already?
Wow.
Oh my God, time flies when you're having fun, huh?
Oh, sure does. It's
Like,
ageless.
it's crazy to think about, but yeah, when she first came to NXT, it was such a huge deal. And of course, at the time, I was watching NXT and I didn't necessarily know that she was a legend in Japan. Well, they had said she was, but they didn't really bring up exactly where she was fighting. But then, of course, as time would go on, we would learn more of the lore of Stardom and all that other, and all those other promotions and all the above. But when it comes to Japanese women in wrestling, like, she is respected and regarded as a legend when it comes to, what she has done for the business. And then when you think about everything she's done in WWE, they listed all of her accomplishments, all the titles that she's won. Like, she was the first ever women's Royal Rumble winner. I feel like that kind of, you know, gets forgotten about in the lore of things, but she won the first ever women's Royal Rumble. Even though she did lose to Charlotte, and she had like an undefeated streak of over 900 days. Like, Miss Ma'am is really out here, paving the way for a lot of people like Io Sky, like Kyrie Sane, and like so many others. And I was really happy to see them do this for her on Monday Night Raw. And a lot of wrestling fans really believe that they created this segment as a direct response to a certain man named Goldberg, who decided to, here again, get on a podcast and talk about some girl who broke his undefeated streak from WCW and all of the above, and being fragile about it and all of that. And if that was the case, not saying that this is a confirmed case, I'm not saying that because I don't know. But if that is the case, I'm glad that they did do it because honestly, the things that Oscar can do in ring even now, Goldberg can't even do, like, wouldn't
Nope.
even dream of doing.
Hmm.
And I know that there is a special place in my heart for WCW in the 90s and all the things because that's what got me into wrestling and all the above. And Goldberg was one of the first people I ever saw in wrestling, and he was a part of the first match I ever watched. Now that I've grown up and matured and seen the truth of things, Goldberg, for him to keep bringing this up over and over again, it just shows how much it really bothers him. And I just feel like that's just very fragile because if you are a real man, you wouldn't be bothered with a woman, you know, navigating anything on your level or even surpassing your level. Like a
Yeah.
real man wouldn't feel that bothered by it, but it's abundantly clear he is because he keeps bringing it up. He keeps bringing it up. And he's one of those people who just keeps complaining about things. And I'm just like, sir, they've given you everything they can possibly give you at this point for what you gave to the business.
Yeah.
Hush. Please hush. Like hush at this point. Like just be quiet because it's not giving. And ultimately I just feel like he's just I just feel like he's upset that nobody bought his posters at Evolution weekend. So, um so yeah, that's just how I feel about it. I feel like Goldberg just really just needs to chill and stop talking about that girl Asuka as if she isn't an accomplished wrestler, as if she isn't a future Hall of Famer, and as if she isn't,
That
this
girl.
woman, as if she isn't that girl. Like exactly, like stop. Like men get on my nerves with that. Like okay, hush. Like stop it. Like if you're that bothered by what she's doing, then maybe you need to step your game up. Oh wait, you can't. Anyway, anyway, Oscar
His
deserves
son
all the
can,
flowers. But Bianca, what?
but his son can.
I mean, if he wants to, but I mean, either way, I mean, whatever. Anyway, Asuka, even with the character work that she has going on now with Kyrie, is very enthralling. She's always interesting, and she'll always give anyone she's wrestling a great match, no matter who it is. So, big ups to her. Congratulations on her 10 years with WWE. And I just can't wait to see more of what unfolds from her career. And she's awesome. She's the Empress of Tomorrow. And I just can't wait to see more of what she has to offer.
And I
And
hope she.
any man who go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, and I hope she never changes her entrance song because it's iconic.
Exactly. It is iconic. Step your game up, dudes.
Yeah.
Anyway. Now, and also speaking more about the women, we did get a clip of Maxine talking to Adam Pearce, the Raw general manager, about a future opportunity at Becky Lynch for the women's intercontinental title because of course Becky Lynch has gone into hiding a little bit. And this kind of warmed my heart when it came to Monday Night Raw because I was just like, Maxine has definitely grown. And also, in speaking about Natalia, she trains with Natalia a lot in the dungeon, and Maxine has absolutely found her footing when it comes to her in ring acumen. And she, you know, gave her absolute best to Becky in that last match. And I've just been waiting to see her thrive, and I'm just so pumped to see what else she does because I've just been waiting for this version of Maxine since Becky actually, caught her backstage last year and told her, "Look, I'm waiting for you to step up and, you know, take your place." And she's been doing it little by little, even with getting into the Royal Rumble this year. Like she was doing a great job even then. So Maxine, she's doing the work, and I'm just happy to see it.
I remember. I think about that match. I think about that moment between that backstage moment all the time. I didn't realize that it was last year. I remember when I saw that. I think I got teared up. I teared up because I don't care if it was fake, real. It was a very heartfelt moment. It was really cool to see because like she's
Mhm.
here. You have because like she didn't have to do that, but she did, and
Mhm.
and seeing how where Maxine is right now, um, as a person and as a superstar is just very cool to see. And now she's competing. She has more TV time. She's a, she's still an alpha babe. I love it. So
Yes.
I love that gimmick. And yeah, it was a very cool moment. I wish
Yeah.
we could have. I would love to see more moments like that.
Yeah, me too. Like seeing moments like that happen on television or even just backstage if you see it like later in a documentary or something. It means a lot and you can tell that it definitely lit a fire under her. Um and she has definitely been like rising more and more each time. And it's so fascinating and it's just so wonderful to see. So she's not just a pretty face, like she is out here putting in the work and kicking all kinds of wholesale ass, as Pat McAfee would say. So it's just, I'm really happy to see her rise and I can't wait to see her actually have some gold around her waist, whether it be in tag team work or even as a single star. Maxine is getting ready, honey. She
Magic.
I Exactly. Like I feel like she might have a breakout year next year. Like she really might break out like real hard next year and I'm really excited about it. So, big ups to Maxine. We love you here.
Yeah.
Woody woo. Okay. And then, of course, when it comes to the women of Raw have really been kicking all kinds of behind. And the main event of Raw was the women's tag team title match between Charlotte and Alexa, the allies of convenience, even though they're definitely more friends now than anything else, versus Bailey and Lyra Valkyria. This match was fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely fantastic. All the tens across the board. Tens, tens, absolute tens. No notes. No notes at all.
I love women's wrestling.
Me too.
I love it.
I love
Wrestling
it down.
wrestling is cool.
Wrestling is cool, but women's wrestling is the coolest, okay?
Yeah.
It's the coolest. It's
Yeah.
the coolest. And that's all I have to say because this match they tore the house down. And it just proves that the tag division can be something, once it's truly invested in, it can be something really, really great. And this match was nothing short of spectacular. Bailey and Lyra was on point. Their chemistry was on point. Charlotte and Alexa's chemistry was on point. There were a lot of moments where I thought Charlotte and Alexa could have lost. It was just so many near falls, so many, but it was just so fantastic. And I just love that these women gave it their all in the main event.
Me
And of
too.
course, Oscar and Kyrie had to come out and ruin all the celebration. But in the midst of it all, it was just fantastic. It was a great main event. I
Yeah,
loved it.
me too.
Absolutely spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. Yes, I have to show this because I loved Charlotte's gear that night too. Like that white gear was fantastic, and I feel like Charlotte's outfits have been eating all year long. They really have. Since she's been back, her outfits have just been, oh, help, help. And then you had this one spot where Bailey looked like she was about to tap out to the figure eight, and Lyra was like, "No, don't do it." It was cool. It was giving NXT Black and Gold. I love it. It was giving FTR. It was just really cool. So this match was fantastic. No notes. Now, one match that I did enjoy outside of the end as we move into Raw and the men's division was Braun Breaker versus LA Knight. I found myself enjoying more of LA Knight in this match than Braun Breaker because I feel like if you've seen Braun Breaker perform, that's not to say that he is someone who does the same thing each match because he isn't. But at the
Yeah.
same time, it's like if you've seen a Braun Breaker match, you know that he's gonna, be on his A game no matter what. But at the same time, LA Knight was showing that he could be just as athletic as him, even though he's a little bit older than him. Bianca, do you have anything to add?
I love LA Knight. I really. That's it. I love LA Knight. But Braun. Wow, Braun Breaker. Wow, he's. They are both very athletic. They're both very gifted. I love. I prefer LA Knight more, but I like. But Braun Breaker's athleticism is like spectacular, and his spears and this. I didn't know who he was. I think I learned about him. I got introduced to him this year. I think it was this year. Was he on NXT?
He was
He
on
was.
NXT 2.0 and yeah, and then a little bit after NXT 2.0 when they transformed back to NXT. So yeah, he was there.
Yeah, I missed out, but I I know him now. And but his spears. Oh my gosh. Who won LA Knight? Was it a
No, Braun Breaker won this match, and it made a lot of people angry on social media. They feel like LA Knight is being held back to a
yeah,
certain degree.
I could see that. I could see it.
Yeah.
He yeah, I yeah, I could see that. I wish he won and but I love how the fans are always engaged with LA Knight. And I love his promos. And I love the "Let me talk to you," yeah, and how he says "yeah." It's so funny. I keep saying that there should be a what yeet storm or a yeet yeah storm. That would be major. That would be fantastic. A lot of ideas that WWE should consider. It's, but yeah. Now I'm just rambling.
No, it's okay. But yeah, I feel like LA Knight he definitely maintains his connection with the fans, and I think that is definitely to be commended. But at some point, I feel like considering with how over he is, there has to be something has definitely have to give because he hasn't won a championship since his United States championship, which here again is something that I feel like gets lost in the discourse of people wanting better for him right now. They tend to forget that he did win the United States championship at SummerSlam last year, but at the same time, I also feel that yeah, I just feel like something does have to give where because last year this year I thought he was going to win the Money in the Bank briefcase and he didn't. And at some point there just has to be a moment where the rubber meets the road and LA Knight has to get his things cuz he works so hard. He wrestles amazing matches. He's very athletic like at some point something has to happen with him. Like there needs to be more gold for him
Yeah, yeah,
at some point.
not just his tights.
Yeah, there has to be more. There has to be more. But this match was fantastic. Both men were very athletic throughout, but of course, Braun Breaker got the win. The new version of the Vision is popping off in full swing, and yeah, this is where we're at. Now we're moving into NXT, and I feel like we need to hold space for Ava, the NXT and now Evolve general manager. Miss Mamas had on the coolest outfit Tuesday night. We need to hold space for this because it was giving Ivy Park realness. Like, it reminded me of Ivy Park by Adidas, which is made by Beyonce. And it was just so cute. Like, she looked comfortable throughout the night and she just looked like a boss. Like, her outfit was amazing. And I just want to give her her credit and give her her things for holding it down as the general manager because last night was chaotic as heck. Not even last night. Yeah, Tuesday night was chaotic as heck. Okay. You had everybody fighting, you had brawls, you had crash outs. There was so much going on. But Ava held it together and looked super cute. She was getting her Stephanie McMahon on, and it was just spectacular. You love to see a black woman in charge.
Always.
You love it. You absolutely love it.
And,
Ava is doing her thing.
yeah. And I
What do you
love,
think about this outfit, Bianca?
hey, she's not the rock star no more. No. Um, yeah, she's serving. She's come on, jumpsuit. Yeah, she's serving Act 3, Beyonce. Come on, drop that album. But yeah, just seeing her from what I've from what I from what I've watched on from what I've watched um her I lost my train of thought. Yeah, she's again, she like a lot of people, she's grown on me. I can't wait to see her potentially fight if she decides to. Hey, I'm in your face.
She actually has fought a little bit, but I think one time, I did at one point she did fight when she was a part of the faction that Joe Gacy had before he got called up to the main roster as part of the Wyatt Six, but um as a part of the schism, but then at another point she transitioned into into the general manager role that we're currently seeing.
Yeah,
So yeah, like I don't know if she'll ever really get back in the ring. That's not something that anybody really talks that much about at this point. But also, I love that she's being more art, that she is, showing more of an articulate side and being like a leader role. I
yeah,
like this because it's very different from what you would expect from a member of the Unawide family. Um, it's like she has a presence, but it's not the usual presence that you see,
yeah.
and I like it.
It suits her. I really like it. I like it.
I like it a lot.
Has a
But yeah,
lot. I can't wait to see her evolve more.
yeah. But I just want the whole space for this outfit because I loved it. It was super cute. Now, moving also into the women, we have Tatum Paxley, who is the new NXT Women's Champion after dethroning JC Jane, who had been champion for such a long time. My gosh. Big ups to her for holding that title and the TNA Knockouts title for as long as she did. But Tatum is the champion now, and of course, she is very excited and she is finding more of her own voice. So, in the midst of her finding her own voice alongside with her members with the culling, she decided to bring back the spinning wheel from Halloween Havoc from back in the day. For those who watched NXT, and saw Shotzi Blackheart host Halloween Havoc, she brought back the spin the wheel. So they brought it back for this Tuesday night, and she was able to choose who she would defend her championship against on this past Tuesday, even though it wound up falling through due to the shenanigans of, oh my God, Fatal Influence, and also Ricky Saints and Trick Williams fighting. And it was just a lot going on. But either way, she's finding her own creative voice as a champion. But then you also have Izzy Dame, who is a part of the culling and has befriended Tatum, but also at the same time, you can tell that she's holding back some aggression um by telling Tatum what to do a lot of the time, saying, well, if I were champion, I wouldn't be defending it like this. I would hold on to it and make them prove themselves and all of this stuff. But Tatum is really just trying to find her own voice. But anytime somebody tries to check Izzy and be all like, oh, well, you really aren't happy for her and your name wasn't on the wheel, she just keeps saying, oh, well, no, I actually am happy for her. Like she sounds like Joan from Girlfriends when um Tony was getting
Do you
married. Like this,
understand? I'm happy for my friend. I am happy for my friend. I'm happy. I am happy for my friend. I'm happy for her. Okay, I'm happy.
that's literally what she sounds like. Like she's breaking down saying, I'm happy for my friend when deep down inside she really isn't.
I was not expecting that.
Expect the unexpected on HWP because whenever I watch wrestling, sometimes I think about other forms of media and other TV shows that I've seen where stories just look familiar. And I just feel like Izzy is definitely giving Joan when she wasn't happy for Tony for getting married first.
Oh my god.
She really isn't happy for Tatum.
Yeah.
She's
Oh,
not happy for Tatum.
you can
She
see it.
really isn't happy for Tatum Paxley, and it's so sad.
It's my uh, it's giving that sound.
Hmm.
Whatever. I'm still not over that. Wow. Oh my God, Joan, Tony, and Lynn are my favorites.
Yeah.
And yeah, Tony and Lynn. No, Maya and Lynn. Maya.
Hmm.
No, no.
Yeah. I feel like Joan. I feel like Joan and Lynn are the ones that I identify with the most, honestly. But um, but not to really talk, but just to get back on subject, Izzy. She's just not happy for her. But I love that Tatum is finding more of her voice here as a champion and not letting anybody really speak for her. And I feel like they're definitely going to have to come to blows at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah. Bianca, did you have anything else you wanted to add about this?
Let's see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's giving anger. But
Yeah.
yeah. And then, of course, we have Lash Legend,
Oh.
who did have an Evolve Women's Championship match against Kendall Gray, which was pretty good. But the online chatter about Lash is that they feel like she isn't getting her just due after having such a stellar start to the year with Mara Sade, who was formerly known as Jakara Jackson. They were a part of the Meta Girls, and they were fighting in the tag team title division. But then, of course, Mara Sade was unfortunately let go from WWE, and Lash basically had to stand on her own 2 feet. And she had a great performance at Evolution, and her matches in NXT so far, especially against Jada Parker, have been really great too. But a lot of people feel like she isn't getting her just due, and that she's been losing a lot here lately, and they feel like she has the entire package of what you would need to be a star in WWE, but she just isn't getting the right opportunity. She isn't being showcased as dominant, and that's really rubbing a lot of fans the wrong way. So, Bianca, what do you think?
I feel like, oh, she should be pushed more. I, I don't like how this should. I don't like how this is like the topic of discussion for the females and the especially not to put the race card, but the women of color.
Hmm.
Like the women, the non women of color are have more time on have more or
More opportunity?
yes exposure and TV time, and we don't see not a lot of women of color. So like, I wish that could stop, and I wish because I see. I love I see the potential of Lash Legend. I love getting to know her, and she can fight. But I mean, it's good that she's in NXT so she can because I do see her on she I definitely do see her on TV, the main roster for sure, for sure. One,
Hmm.
I see her like a Roxanne Perez. So, well, more
And
opportunities for her.
yeah, and like Roxanne Perez, she actually has made some appearances on, Raw and SmackDown, like in the audience, and also, like I said, with the women's tag team division, like towards the beginning of the year. So she has made those, off and on appearances on Raw and SmackDown, but we're just waiting for like the right trajectory for her to just take off. So, and I will say this though, NXT, when it comes to highlighting their black women, specifically, they do a stellar job, but I just think they do a stellar job of highlighting their black talent as a whole, male and female anyway. Um, and that is something that is to be commended. But I
Yeah,
just think the pushback now is just trying to see where Lash is going to go. There's even a hashtag that got started on Twitter called hashtag Push Lash Legend. So the fans are definitely pulling for her and they believe in her and she believes in herself most importantly. So hey, the sky's the limit for her. So we just got to wait and see what happens, but we will keep speaking her name until greater things continue to happen.
Last legend.
Hey,
This is one laugh at a time.
yeah, Maybelline. But and then speaking of more black women in NXT, Kalani Jordan, the TNA Knockouts champion, had a main event match against Jordan Grace for a title that she has held multiple times in TNA. These two have had it out these past few weeks because Jordan has tried to be a friend to her, but Kalani is definitely feeling herself a lot more with more of her attitude. That did finally come into fruition as she won her title back by smacking Jordan Grace in the face with the TNA Knockouts Championship while the referee was distracted with Ricky and Trick fighting around the ring, and she has gone full heel. Kalani is now full bad guy, and it's really crazy to witness, but the seeds have been planted for a while now, and we're living in the age of Darth Lonnie. It's crazy because she was always like this sweet baby face this entire time. And then she sort of teetered into having like a crazy attitude at first, but now she's gone full bad. And I mean full bad girl. And oh God, oh, she done gone to the dark side.
Ooh.
Help it, Jesus. Help us, Lord.
Well, did, I, I'm not sure. Did I watch this? I'm sure I. Where was I? I think I was watching a Dodger game. I don't know. Anyway, but the seeing her not wow. This is news to me. Honestly. That's wow. I didn't think I would see the day that Kaylani Jordan would be a heel, but
Hmm.
her as a very great champion and wow, that's crazy. It's very cool. I'm
Yeah,
happy.
it is crazy and cool. And then what's even crazier is that even on Twitter, like she's called herself the greatest, TNA Knockouts champion, and she even laid out like an open challenge, tagging all of the knockouts, saying, "Look, who wants to challenge me? Like, come on, I'll beat you."
Whew,
And it's nuts. It's just like a who's who
yeah.
of the knockouts division, and it's just like, girl, I could only imagine. Like, I I said to myself, if only Naomi wasn't pregnant,
My God.
because
I,
that is a knockout title match that I would love to see right
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Naomi versus Kalani for the TNA Knockouts title would clear my skin more than it's already clear.
Ah!
Let's not get it twisted. My face card doesn't decline, but
Oh
but that match would clear my skin even more.
God.
But she's
Yeah.
carrying an oos, so it's okay. Um, but Kalani is really feeling herself. And it's crazy that she's gone Darth Lonnie, but hey, that's where we are.
Dark time.
Sometimes you gotta go to the dark side. Yep. And sadly, we reached the point of Sol Ruka, and she had to or at least she decided to relinquish her women's speed championship, because she did lose her women's North American title after Zarya defended it in her honor, or tried to defend it in her honor at Halloween Havoc against Blake Monroe and lost. So now Sol Ruka is injured, isn't cleared to compete, and titleless. And it's so sad. You hate to see it because Sol Ruka had been such an amazing champion from WrestleMania on. And now to see it end this way with an injured knee, it's just like, God dang it, man.
Yeah.
Is there no justice in the world? Help. But then when she relinquished her title, Zarya was standing right next to her, and she didn't want, but then when she said that she didn't want anyone to defend it for her, Zarya stormed out of the office. So it seems to be trouble in paradise for them, and it makes me so sad because their friendship is just was always a precious thing, a precious part of NXT. So the idea of it ending over these titles is just like, oh my god, help. Why?
Hate when that happens. Ugh,
Hmm.
especially when something is not on, especially when they don't have control over that decision.
Right.
And that makes it more heartbreaking. I do hope it's not like for like a storyline or anything.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's just really heartbreaking. And at this point now, of course, Ava did announce that there will be a women's speed tournament to determine who will be the new women's speed champion. But yeah, the end of of Zaruka really might be upon us, and it sucks. But mm,
I like
these
them.
are things that you can't help. I do
Yeah.
like them a lot, but oh, you hate it. Now, moving into the men, however, there was crash out behavior through to start and end the show because Trick Williams, the show started and then he took over the production truck. He got the microphone and he was storming in and out backstage, and he got on the microphone and talked about how he feels that his defeat at Halloween Havoc against Ricky Saints was a fluke. He talked about how he accomplished accomplished more than Ricky Saints did in half of the time it took him to get there, and all of the things. And it was just crash out behavior from Trick Williams. On this show, I did predict and think that maybe this was going to be Trick's last match at Halloween Havoc. But I predicted this wrong because clearly he was on here
Oh.
Tuesday acting up. And like I said, when I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. But he was acting up saying that this was a whole fluke and everything. But then Ricky Saints didn't take too kindly today. He said, look, you're talking a lot of stuff for somebody who got their ass whooped Saturday. And they
Ah,
fought all over the ring, all over backstage, and security had to pull them apart. And they even fought even more between Ava. We're back to this picture. um, During the main event match with Jordan Grace and Kalani Jordan, they were fighting then. And this was where, of course, Ava announced that they will be fighting in a last man standing match. Yeah, it's heated up in here.
I like it. I like things like I like it when this happens.
Hmm. It's getting heated. So I just hate that Ricky. I feel like, of course, there are a lot of challengers that Ricky could have, and Trick is a worthy challenger, but I just feel like I just hate that Trick just feels entitled to the NXT championship picture. Like, sweetheart, it's like you've already held it twice. You held the TNA championship. Like, babe, you've done it all. Why? Why?
Why not? No.
I mean, I get why not, because why not? I get what you're saying, Bianca. But I think at this point, I just want to see Trick on the main roster because he's ready. He's ready.
Yeah, he's been ready. Oba is ready too. Oh, that'll be great.
Oh Jesus. We haven't seen Oba, and I think that's another mystery that we've got going on too.
I,
Where is Oba?
that I love his
But yeah,
entrance.
how do
Hmm.
you feel about Ricky Saints? We never
I'm
really talked about that.
I'm still getting to know him.
Yeah.
Um, I think no, he gives me Ricochet vibes.
Hmm.
He
Interesting. Yeah.
gives Ricochet. I don't know why, but it's something about him. But yeah, he definitely he like him. I do.
Mhm.
He has star power. He has star quality.
Mhm.
And he definitely will evolve. He definitely has potential. Main roster for sure. Absolutely. No question.
Mhm. I mean, he was a star in AEW too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, in my opinion, he should have been AEW World Champion.
We never did. Wow.
No, he never did. I believe he was a tag team champion. He was an FTW champion, and as which is a legitimate championship now. And I do believe he was a TNT champion, if I'm not mistaken. If I am mistaken, I'm sorry, but he never got the AEW World Championship, and I really feel like that was a mistake. That was a fumble.
Wow.
Because because every time he comes on screen, like I want to just watch him. I want to listen to him speak. He's passionate. He just has everything to me. I call him my Gambit because he's from New Orleans, and because at one point in my mind I was like, look, if they're gonna do a live action Gambit movie, he needs to be first in line because he's from New Orleans. But who they got wasn't a bad choice, but I call Ricky Saints my Gambit.
Gambit. What is that?
Oh, X-Men, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, one of the X-Men is Gambit, and he's basically he's from New Orleans, and he's French Creole,
Oh.
I
Oh.
think.
Oh.
Yeah, he's from New Orleans. So I felt like if anybody was gonna play like a live action Gambit, it should be Ricky Saints. But of course, Deadpool versus Wolverine came out, and Channing Tatum wrapped that up. So yeah.
The hair and everything. I didn't know this was X Men.
Yeah, Gambit is an X-Men.
Oh wow! I thought it was just some weird comedy. I didn't know it was. It looks so low budget. I can't.
Wait, what looks low budget?
The Channing Tatum thing. The
Oh. Okay. That's funny.
that I don't
But
know.
in the cartoons and in the comics, you definitely get more of the Gambit vibe. In the X-Men cartoons and in the comics, you get more of the Gambit vibe. But the Gambit in Deadpool versus Wolverine was pretty awesome too.
Okay.
So yeah, I loved it, but honestly, I just call Ricky Saints my Gambit. That's just my nickname for him. But I think my last point about NXT that I did want to make, I was just happy to see Joe Hendry. Um, they said his Chelsea Green said his name and he appeared. Um, because she made the reference to his theme song saying that she's been looking for a new Slagent in London, Paris, and Tokyo, and boom, he popped up out of the trash can. So Joe Hendry is just one of my favorite people on the planet.
I
Like,
really he turns around, just like stays there. It's the camera.
look.
I cannot stop laughing.
He's so incredible. I love him so much. Bianca, when I tell you at WrestleMania when he showed up to challenge Randy Orton, when I tell you I damn near screamed my voice out because I loved him. Like, mind you, I'm in the press box, and they try, and sometimes they prefer that you maintain order. I lost all order when that man came out, and he was TNA champion at the time. I was screaming. I knew he was in town because he was at WrestleCon, but I did not expect him to pop up at WrestleMania. That just was not something I was expecting. So when he came up, there's a video of it on my Instagram. I
I'm,
was screaming. I was so excited.
I know your reaction to when he
Oh
got
god.
KO'd. That
Oh,
moment.
oh man.
That was phenomenal.
Oh my god. When he got RKO'd, I was devastated. I wanted him to at least, try a little bit longer and win, but it's Randy Orton. What you gonna do?
He was just
But when oh, oh Jesus. Oh help us. Oh help us, Lord. But Joe Hendry won this year, and I don't care what anybody has to say about it.
he,
Because Literally.
Two
For
claps.
him for him to have done everything, he really won this year for me. Like he was in the Royal Rumble, he became TNA champion finally. He popped up on NXT a lot. He went to WrestleMania. Like, come on,
Come on, we gotta
Joe
do it.
Hendry really won 2025.
We gotta do
So,
two. We need to do the two clap. Yeah. There it is. Hey!
hey, look at your balloon. Well, now of course SmackDown is tomorrow, and it's the go home SmackDown before Saturday night's main event. Alexa Bliss is fighting her old friend Nia Jax in a match, which is definitely a throwback to like the 2010s. Because oh my god, that was a friendship and a rivalry, but that was just really heated and great. So I can't wait to see that. And then of course we have the U.S. champion Ilya Dragunov possibly continuing his open challenges. And then we have Carmelo Hayes, my fave, going up against Kit Wilson of Pretty Deadly. So SmackDown is going to be really cool. There's a lot to look forward to this weekend. But we've reached the end of our time together. So thank you guys so much for watching the Hardy Wrestling Podcast live. And like I always say, if you didn't catch it live, you can, of course, watch it on the YouTube channel on the Hardy Wrestling Podcast with the logo with HWP in the middle with the diamond shaped ring.
Okay.
Um, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let's get those subscribers up before the end of the year. And just continue to support the show. Know that you can follow me, your girl Stephanie Hardy, on Instagram and Twitter at Queen Steph Hardy. Follow the show on Instagram at Hardy Wrestling Podcast and on Twitter at Hardy Wrestle Pod. You can also listen to the audio of these episodes on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Amazon Podcasts, and all other places you get those things as well. And also read my articles for Daily DDT. Please read all of my stuff and just continue to support your girl as she's out here in these wrestling streets because you never know where I might pop up. But of course, Bianca, you finished your first day as a co-host. How do you feel?
Oh, great. I feel excited. I'm excited to grow. I'm excited to keep talking about all things wrestling. I'm excited to keep engaging with you all and see where this goes. I'm excited. If you want to follow me, want to get to know me personally, you can follow my personal Twitter, Instagram at Bianca Addison. That's 2Ds, ADDISON. I'm actually I'm on a journey to become a WWE ring announcer. So I started, and thank you, and Instagram and TikTok, that where I post my videos of my journey. You can follow me at Ebony Rose Ringside. That's EBONI Rose Ringside on TikTok and on Instagram. And if you want to know me, if you want to follow my personals, follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Bianca Addison.
Yes, and of course, if you see any clips show up of the Hardy Wrestling Podcast, I will be tagging her in them, so you'll be able to find her via those as well. So yes, we got through it. We got through her first day on the job, but of course, we have reached the end of our time together. So of course, I want you guys to have a safe Halloween and a fantastic weekend full of wrestling and candy and goodies. And just continue to be kind to each other and be good to each other because we are all we got. And until next time, this has been the Hardy Wrestling Podcast with your girls Stephanie Hardy and Bianca Addison. And until next time, bye y'all.